Alright, one trade before I go to bed for fun. I zoom out. I see the January high of 3098. Therefore, I'm going to target it loosely, plus or minus 1%. I see that this is a very bullish candle that's moving to the upside. EMA fannings extremely high. Volume is consistent as well. High confidence rate on the candles that are moving to the upside. Confidence rate very high, ranging from 6 to this one here is going to be extremely high, I believe. Let's check it out on the higher time frame to see the confidence rate. Fanning is extremely parabolic and separating. They're all diverging across the board. So we're lighting up another 8 candle here. So 3 8 candles in a row. So the confidence is still extremely high to proceed higher. All right, very high confidence above the board, across the board, going to the upside here, but it's getting a little bit of resistance at 351. But if you take a look at this candle here, it's a 4 confidence. EMA is still separating extremely hard, but it's having trouble staying above this previous resistance, which was a 6 candle that it just broke above. And now I think it's breaking to the downside. It's not staying above it. That's sad. So that's now identifying it as a strong resistance. So I'm not really up a lot anymore. I'm up like $500. We have to give this some time to see if it's going to break up. I think it's going to break up. I think it's going to eventually hit that resistance, or at least very close to that resistance by a wick or two. So let's give it some time. Let's see the confidence rate of these higher candles. They should be like between 6 and 8, I'm guessing. Yeah, this one's an 8 confidence. Look how high that is. That's a big candle. The confidence rate is high. I'm going to put a limit order here for 3075, which is going to nail me $1,700 if it closes. So I will put my limit order in here. It's in the system, 3075.3075. That's going to be $1,628. So now we're just going to watch. We're going to watch to see if it gets to 3.75. Let's see if it rallies here. This is making a bullish flag after a gigantic candle. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. The confidence rate is very high right now, and all these candles pushing to the top side with lots of bullishness, lots of volume. That's a really good candle that it's forming right now. The confidence rate is 8.8877. So the volume is diminishing and the confidence is diminishing, as it should, as it gets higher to that resistance. But I think it's going to maintain its confidence from 7 and up, leading up there. Or maybe it'll diminish for like, 7, 6, 5, 4, then eventually just die. Alright, so the confidence on a lower time frame, it's starting to wane. We got a series of 6s, and this one's getting to be a 4. So this one's got to close kind of high. Otherwise, I'm going to get out of it right away. And I think it's time for me to get out of it. I don't think it's going to break above there, to be honest. I think that it's going to fall short of that resistance. But I'm going to give it a few more seconds. I look at the EMA, right, my EMA fanning, and it's definitely high. It's still expanding. This one created a 2 candle. This one's a 4. So it's very undecisive right now in the lower time frames, which means that it could easily just drop to the downside anytime. But in the 5-minute, it created a 7 and a 7, and this one's now a 6. So, and it's been here at the resistance for 15 minutes now, so I think it's time for me to get out of this trade. So let's just take my $1,000 profit and get out of here. There you go, $1,000 profit. High five, my wife. My wife. Let's enter a trade, but not that leveraged. Let's enter a trade very soon together. It's got to make a lower low though. Okay, it's got to make a lower low. If it doesn't make a lower low than here, I'm not entering it. I'm very patient when it comes to trading. Probably one of the most patient traders you will ever meet in your life. When it comes to trading, I don't just enter. I wait. Notice how it's not dropping yet? See that? See, I didn't enter. I was gonna enter, but I would be down 0.3% already if I entered, so I wait. Maybe it's going to make another high in terms of touching up there, or it's going to make a pattern and then it will drop. Either way, I will wait until the break of this low. No break, no entry. All right, you're seeing on the 5 minute time frame there, it printed a sell signal. That was one of the first sell signals that it printed in a while. But we don't enter it just because of that. Let's take a look on the 5 minute to see how that's printing. The 5 minute time frame, it's saying, let's wait for it to update, that it's below the line now, but it has not printed anything yet. There we go. It started to print here. It started to fall below here, creating a lower low. Therefore, I will now enter a short position with about, let's get my limit orders in here, 28, 27. Let's just see. I'm just going to do this here. All right, I'm going to go to BBO. I'm going to go to counterparty. And I will open a short. Okay, so my short has now been opened with $10,000. And I'll open it with another 5. That's it for now. 15K in. All right, so the low has been formed here. That's the low. Okay, so the confidence is not too high on the higher time frames. Like on a 15-minute time frame, it's probably still bullish actually. Yeah, it's still bullish. It hasn't broken below yet. But we are getting like 4s and 2s and 4s, so it is increasing in terms of bearishness. But I only trade on a low time frame, so we'll see how this goes. Let's see if it's going to break below here eventually. 3028. This is around the support range, or I would say a little bit lower, 3025. I entered prematurely. I'm down a little bit, just like $36, but it's only 15K, and that's fine. I'm ready to ladder a lot higher very soon if it goes up to near 3098. All right, I'm in a decent position. $21,000 I'm in. Not much. Tiny, tiny, tiny position with 2x leverage. I don't keep much on the exchange right now. Okay, so let's talk about the reasons why it went in. Well, it made a lower low. It broke down below this support. The confidence is really kicking in for these candles. So you can start to see some really heavy price action. Also, if you zoom really far out, you're going to see like that resistance of 3098. It was just kind of a range, like a range. It doesn't mean it's going to guarantee to break above it or hit it. It's just a range. Right? So it hit there. I think now it's going to drop. It's going to drop pretty hard. I don't think it's going to get up there anytime soon. I think all 5 waves are in, and you can easily count the 5 waves too. Let me differentiate it for you next video. So on a higher time frame, you can really see the separation. Whenever you see a structure like this that's looking kind of like a channel, that's always going to be a third wave, 100% of the time. So you know that, like something in here, whoops, something in here prior is a 1, 2, and you know that's a 3, then you know that that's a 5. Okay, so the 5 didn't really do that like crazy of a move. It just kind of did a typical move. It did probably a 618 move, I'm guessing, or barely, or a little bit over 618. So it's pretty typical what it did. The last wave can't be differentiated that well, but that's okay. I'm not counting on differentiating it well. I don't care about counting the last wave. It just looks good enough, and that's how it is. It's close enough to the top. I'm only up like $2 on it, but now we're going to do a deeper dive based off of price action. And on a 5-minute time frame, it has not printed a sell signal yet at all. On a 3-minute, it might have. Let's just check. Yeah, 3-minute has printed a sell signal. But I don't like this doji candle right here, and it's been consistently -8 the whole time. I don't like that at all. Let's check on a slightly higher time frame. It's printing a hammer candle, but it might just be like that last little rally before it drops, like nothing substantial, nothing big. This is a very bad candle for the bulls. I think on the 15-minute, it's going to look pretty bearish. 3 red candles in a row. Probably going to print a 2. Beautiful, a 2 for this candle right there, a 2. And then another 2, which means it's bad. So the shift is now officially changed. See the green line breaking? Beautiful. Do you also see those numbers here? This one here is printing off a -4, and this one is already a 2, dropping further. Therefore, we increase our position size. Yeah, baby. Let's add another $10,000 or 10,000 CTSI. Actually, $6,000 is good. Whoops, sorry. Let's go with, yeah, around 20,000. So I'm in profit already. Pretty good profit. Let's just go with 10,000 more. And this will be good. So I'm in a $30,000 short position. Everything has broken to the downside. This one's printing a -2. And we're definitely going to win this trade coming up here soon. All right, so I'm in the trade for $30,000 and I'm up about 335 right now, 345 going up and down. And just looking at here where we zoom out, we see that like, way back in the days, like February or January 22nd. So it's been like not even 3 weeks, like a little bit over 2.5 weeks. We see that it kind of grazed the top almost there. And now we're seeing that like there's a full Elliott wave count in here. Every single time frame is showing some bearishness. This confidence is now only a 3. It's not that great, but on higher time frames, it's actually really high. Like it went from the positives, see the 2, 2, 4, 4, to a -2 to a -8. So this is a really strong, confident candle that the trend may continue to the downside. So I'll keep it going for a while. Let's look at order blocks right now. And we're going to look at it from the perspective of, let's see, 5 bars. If you don't know what an order block is, YouTube it. It's basically a region where many people are buying. And there's high concentration of volume. So this is the first order block level, which would signify the first support level, right? And then the next one is actually exactly where I would expect it to be, wave 3 territory. See that? So wave 3 territory. And then the next one would probably be wave 4 territory. So this is a very good indicator that tells you exactly where an order block support would be. So am I going to take my first level of profit here? Maybe. I might just go to sleep. Right now I'm up about $585 so far. Let's put in a limit order for closing my short position. Okay, it's at 250. I'm just the guy down there. So at this price, 0.250, I will take in, to 950. I will take in $685. And I'm just going to come up very soon. And that's slightly above that order block. And the high level of that order block, it would be around 2947. And the confidence rate is pretty high. Like, see how this is printing a -2 there after a big drop? The reason it prints a -2 is because it's most likely anticipating a wick. So let's see if this is going to go a little bit lower than that, okay? So now the order block diminishes because we're looking at a different time frame. So it's going to vary quite often depending on the time frame that you're looking at. I don't think it's going to drop that much further. I'm okay to take my profit here, to be quite honest. I don't see the issue with take my profit 0.3% less. So I'll just close it here, $500. That's it. 550 bucks. I go to sleep. I made 1,000 earlier. In the past like 3 hours, I made $1,500. Have you guys noticed something about every time I post a profit or I trade on my fucking phone. Literally, I trade on my phone and I make like over $1 million a year day trading on my fucking phone. Most of the time, like I'm literally in bed. This is literally me right now. I'm in bed and this is how I trade and this is how I work and this is how I make like $1 million a year trading on my phone. Is that crazy? I thought it was something else, Tom. It's almost midnight here, or past midnight. I gotta get to bed soon, but I just thought I'd run one thing by you. Remember how I mentioned that there's more than 240 coins on Binance?
but we can only get 6 columns in rows of 40, so that's 240 coins. Well, I'm just looking at Binance here, for example, like they list all the futures market coins here. Maybe we can just do the top 240 and leave out the rest, because I would assume that the ones like way low on the bottom ranking, below the 240 rank, they would probably be so low volume that I wouldn't be interested in it anyways. So is it possible to somehow just parse a list of the top 240 coins? However you do. Like I don't know anything about what you're doing, but I just thought I'd make a suggestion to only keep a list of the top 240 coins that it'll scan. Maybe it can obtain it like automatically somehow from Binance, or I tried to look at CoinMarketCap, but it doesn't really give a good list because it takes basically everything in the derivatives market, even in spot or margin, right? So it doesn't really give the best list. And the only list that's on like spot on is the Binance list here, where it lists it in order accordingly by volume. I believe it was by volume. Yeah, right here by volume. So you can sort it by volume here. But the only thing is there's multiple pages, right? There's like 9 pages. So anyways, I will leave it in your hands. Just thought I'd make a suggestion. Thank you, Tom. Have a good night.
I'm over leveraged in this trade. I don't like the way it's been behaving. Pendle has a really bad history of fucking everyone over. But the main reason I entered this trade is because of that resistance of that yellow line. See it? It held there traditionally before for a while, like a good while. And it's also the point where roughly it breaks out of the channel. See the white channel that's formed? So we ended up getting a bull trap above this channel here multiple times. Actually, it was one of the worst trades that people could have been focusing on because it was so unpredictable. But now that it broke back down here with force, with over a 10% move, it might just imply that it's gonna finally head to the downside here and hit the bottom of this channel. So I'm not really sure if I want to risk anything much more. I might even take profit early because this coin has been too unpredictable. So because of that, it's making me very cautious of avoiding it. So we might get the very first one here where we're going to find a support level, like a very brief support level around here. So maybe I'll take my profit there. But then again, if it doesn't, then it's just gonna fall down like hard, right? It's gonna free fall to the downside and probably hit one of these supports down here. Looking at my new indicator, that's helping me gauge the confidence of these coins dropping. We're getting some fairly bearish coins over here, -8 confidence. It also printed a fairly strong sell signal there. So I'm just going to give it a little bit more time and just see how this plays out, especially at this support level, like right around now where we're just about to hit very soon. So I have to play extra caution here. I'm just going to get out of this trade. I don't like it at all. I will put a limit here for 901 right around here. I'm going to go close my short position. And if this closes, then the limit order is going to fill at 2.901. What will I take here? 2.901. I will take in $837, and let's just see if this is going to fill up soon. Alright, so there's a lot of pressure now. It's trying to break the 9040 range. My close is at 901, and it's just about to come up here, and there we go. Close my position. Boom. Not bad. And I took in $837. Not bad. My last 3 trades have been pretty good. Can't complain. Up over $2,000 or $2,300 in like 12 hours.